So this is when my husband and I found a room inside of our house. You can see there's so many different layers of wallpaper. We also found a couple of pictures and an old ASB card. The ASB card is for some school that no longer exists. Hi everybody. I didn't expect my TikTok video to go anywhere, but a little bit about the house. We purchased our rental, and the neighbors who were in their 80s said that their house was built in 25. The county has ours set at 30, but they said that our house was there actually a lot sooner. So I will update everybody today. Hi everyone, thanks for joining. Let me go ahead and give you a little backstory and let's see how much I can get done. But yeah, so we bought the house about 6 years ago. My husband thought that there was something hollow in the back porch. We pulled up the wood and we ended up finding these old concrete stairs, which straight freaked me out because I watch American Horror Story and I thought something was going to come eat me alive. But anyways, it ended up being an old root cellar, and there's some old jars down there, and the newspaper is they use that for insulation, and there's like an old Sears ad. So I'll take you down there in the next video. My son and my nephew were out metal detecting, and I'm thinking about getting rid of some of this stuff. Anybody interested? I have too much of it. Okay, so you asked for it. Here we are. Here's the room. I think at one point it was a part of the room that we kind of put a hole in the wall. So here's like this little hallway that goes to an old chimney that needs to come out. You can't even see that chimney outside of our house. And we had some insulation. Next, you'll see some old wallpaper, and there's actually 5 different layers of wallpaper. And I plan to keep a little chunk of it and just kind of frame it because the downstairs level actually has multiple different layers as well. I think it's just gonna, we put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into this house. We're remodeling it, and we're just going little by little. If you want to keep watching, I've got some old creepy stairs that go down to an old root cellar. So this is a picture we found in the walls, and I'm going to really pray that it's actually just an exposure problem because this gives me nightmares. My dear mother, we are all fine. Joan has a lovely baby boy, real tiny, weighed 6 pounds. His name is Tyler Phillip. Mom, I'm sorry you feel that way about Joan. She didn't have one thing to do with me leaving home and going so far away. Just had to get this far for a while. It was as much as Harold's as Joan's fault, if not more. How they fought. Joan is a lovely girl if you get to know her and give her a chance. She is a wonderful little mother, and she loves you very much and all her family. The chances of me finding this receipt dated in 1948, almost 73 years ago, for a 1947 Ford. Looks like they bought 5 quarts of oil for $2. Here's some pictures that we found in our wall, but now I'm going to tell you guys kind of how we got started. So we were only going to remodel the downstairs, but then found out my niece and nephews were in foster care. That's when we decided to add another bedroom. The kids unfortunately live in another state, so we have to become licensed foster parents. And when COVID first hit our state, we both lost our income. That's when we started using our savings that we plan on using on the house. The remodel is taking slower than we had planned, but we're getting there, and we're really happy that you can come with and watch the shit show unfold, because remodels are definitely hard work. This is what we found underneath the flooring. This is what it looks like headed to the root cellar. I hate coming down here, it just gives me the creeps, and there's some old water heaters down there that eventually have to be pulled, but it just gives me the creeps. I just hate coming down here. So there's some newspaper from 1957. Then you'll see later on that there's this weird window that just is there for some reason. And this is all underneath our house. I think eventually I'll clean it out. Hey TikTok, I have a confession. I actually have an attic too that I've never stepped foot in. I've only peeked my head in there one time, and there were these weird buckets just sitting up there. I'm going to assume that they were there to clean out the chimney, probably 70 years ago. So should I go live tomorrow? Say 7 o'clock? Pacific Standard Time. Just let me know in the comments if I should. Because at this point, I wish Chip and Joe could see it. And if you don't know who Chip and Joe is, use that little Google button, because I would love to see this place remodeled and to see what else is in my walls. So I decided to take a closer look at some of these pictures, and this is what I found. This one dated 1966. Donna, Dawn, and Kids, Mike E. This one doesn't have a date, but the name says Axel P. Johansson. Remember this creepy one? I don't know if this is a bleed or what it is, but take a look at the back. How to eliminate that annoying glare when one wears glasses. I don't get it, but wait, there's more. Remember that letter? I found more to it, but this one is really creepy. Anyone want me to read it? Okay, so this is the letter. As you can see, it's pretty damaged and tattered, so it was a little difficult to decipher. The first few lines, you can only make out a few of the words, but towards the center, it says, "Our home," but they don't leave. I'm alone. I'll go and no one will ever hear from me again. It's water over the bridge. They talk about it and more. I can't help but feel so much sadness coming from this. Like, what happens if this was the last of the letter to someone's mom? What happens if their mom never responded? My goal this week is to get in touch with the county to find the original owners to the home, but I'm afraid that they only started keeping records in the 1930s. Hey everybody, so I got a call today from the county, and I have bad news. They didn't keep records. Like, they just guessed on when the house was built. And on top of that, she said the only permits that they have for my house is back in the 70s for an add-on. And I asked, okay, so what are the plans? Like, what did they add on? She goes, unfortunately, they didn't even keep those. They didn't request them. So I don't even know what was added on to my house. All it says is added on room to a rec room. Do I know where that's at? Nope, not right now. So I'm wondering if the census could give me an idea of who lived there. Also, I found a part 4 to the letter, and it's going to blow your mind. I can't even process it. So I'll post that tonight. Hey guys, so aside from the house, the old letters, the walls, I just want to come on here and say I appreciate you guys, because when I tell people about these stories, they're like, okay, that's awesome. But then after that, the story just dies. And these are people's memories. These are people's stories. And you guys have inspired me to learn more about them and to see if I can track these people down. You know, maybe they could tell me more about the house and more about maybe their family. Because in the end, when you guys move your house, move away, that's it. I mean, your stories are gone and you're just left with 4 walls. So thank you. Okay, so here's the last part. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back and catch up. I also have this crazy theory and it should be uploaded now. So I'll go ahead and read this. Else, if they'll look back over 28 or 29 years of my life, I don't feel guilty. Hell, Mom, I do hate being so far away, but maybe someday we will see you. Hope it will be soon. Right now, have to go to work. Wish I had lots of money and I could rest. Lots of love, your daughter. Maybe it says Julie, maybe it says Julia, and then it says right soon. So my theory, maybe I'm blowing it out of proportion. I'm not sure, but I'm going to break it down in the next video. So stay tuned. Okay, so here are all the letters. I have a couple of theories. Here's theory 1. Also, if you don't know what I'm talking about, go back a couple of videos and catch up. For those of you that have stuck through this, do you remember Harold and how the writer was saying it was as much as Harold's fault as it was Joan's? This is what I'm thinking. Harold is the writer's brother, and Harold convinced the writer to move out and move in with him and Joan. And Joan had a baby, but the mom got mad and blamed Joan for the writer leaving. Now that was theory 1. Theory 2. So remember how it was talking about you should really give Joan a chance? Like, what happens? Just what happens if it was a same-sex relationship and my daughter was telling a mom to basically give her a chance and the daughter for apologizing for leaving? Again, this was in 1960 and that was kind of taboo. That could be totally far-fetched. What do you guys think? I'm back. I'm sorry, you guys. Just kind of got off TikTok for a bit. We've been really pushing at this remodel, and I ended up pulling the flooring out and found some old jewelry. We don't know the value of it. Also found an old bond certificate dated back in 1958. So if you guys want, I can update everybody, kind of show you guys what we found, where we found it, what the room looks like. It's a mess. So yeah, just let me know. Bye guys.